Good afternoon, everyone. We'll start with the today's experiment, that is integrator. It is experiment number 5. So we have already done adder. Now we are going to see the B part of this experiment, that is integrator. Now the aim of the experiment is to design an integrator circuit using an op-amp and observe the output. So what are the components required here? Again, this circuit is being constructed using op-amp and we are using resistors and capacitors. This is as per the design. The values of this resistors and capacitor depends upon the design values, what gain they will be giving. So based on that we are going to fix the value of this resistors and capacitors. So CRO probes and are used for the connecting purpose and to view the output, wherein the output will be seen in CRO only. Signal generator is used for the purpose of connecting the input. So breadboard and connecting wires are used for mounting the component. So let us start with the design part. So basically we are going to design a integrator circuit here for a gain is equals to 1. So the gain given here is 1 and the value of R1 they had given is 10k. So let us assume the value of R1 as 10k. So with this we have a formula, that is AV is equals to minus of R2 divided by R1. So this also can be like AV is equals to minus of RF divided by R1. So here we are going to substitute the value. Now what is given here? AV is given, that is gain is given 1. The value of R2 we have to calculate the value of R2 here. So we don't have. R1 is 10 kilo ohms. So with this, after altering the equations here, we get the value of R2 as 10 kilo ohms. Okay, so this is the value of R2. Now we had got the value of R2, we know the value of R1, which is again a 10 kilo ohms, and we know the value of gain, that is 1. So all these three parameters are very important for designing the integrator circuit. Now after this, using the equation, that is V0 is equals to minus of 1 divided by R1 into CF, integration of 0 to T V in dt. Using this formula we are going to find out the output of the integrator. Now let us move on with the circuit part here. So you can see again this is the op-amp. Okay, it's a pin number 2, pin number 3, pin number 7, 4 and 6. All these 5 pins are very important for connecting the circuit. So for pin number 4 we are providing minus 12 volt. For pin number 7 we are providing plus 12 volt. Okay, so these two are the constant voltage which are provided by a constant regulated supply. Constant supply device, regulated device. Okay, now after this pin number 2 is nothing but a inverting terminal. Pin number 2 is inverting terminal and pin number 3 is non-inverting terminal. So we are giving a input to the inverting terminal. So this is the signal generator. This is the signal generator what we are using here. So by using this signal generator we are giving the input voltage, that is 2 volt peak to peak with 1 kilohertz as a frequency. So we are going to set up this at a signal generator and give this input as a input to the pin number 2 of the op-amp circuit. Now these R2 and C1 are a feedback element again, are a feedback element which is going to decide the integrated circuit, that is the output of integrated circuit. So here these are the waveforms what we need to observe. So we are providing input voltage square wave and we are getting the output voltage or the output signal as triangular waveform. Now let us see the circuit part. Okay, so you can see here we have connected the op-amp, and these are the two feedback elements, that is, this is the capacitor and this is the resistor here, and this is the resistor Rin, through which we are going to connect the input voltage. So the input voltage is being connected or given or provided by the signal generator, so wherein we are going to set the frequency, and you can see here I had given a square wave as the input voltage. Okay, so once I give a square wave as the input voltage, we need to get the output as a triangular output. So before giving this, you need to set the input voltage for 2 volt peak to peak by using this amplitude knob and a frequency knob. So adjust the input voltages for 2 volt peak to peak and 1 kilohertz as a frequency. Now this is the output what we are going to see here. Now you can see here this is the square wave, okay, which is given as the input, and for the same one complete cycle here you can see the triangular wave as the output. So this is the output of that integrator circuit. Now coming to this constant supply, you can see here this is plus 12 volt and minus 12 volt and a common terminal. Plus 12 volt is given to pin number 7, minus 12 volt is given to pin number 4, and common is grounded here. Okay, so these are the connections of a integrated circuit and the output voltage. So you have to measure the output voltage here. So just you can measure the output voltage. What is the output voltage? That is, you can see here it is covering 1, 2, 3, 4, or approximately it is 4 divisions what it is covering. So 4 into the number of volt per division now. So it is 1. So 0.4 into 1 it is. So like that you have to multiply this also, that is the input also you can cross check the input and output here, and similarly you can take the frequency for one complete cycle, that is on the x-axis. Okay, so like this you have to note down the amplitude and you have to note down the frequency of the triangular waveform with respect to the input square wave. So later then you can calculate the theoretical value using the equation V0 is equals to minus of 1 divided by R1 CF into integration of V in dt. Okay, so this is what about the integrated circuit. Thank you.